Hey, how you doing today? This
I'm good. How
wonderful
are you?
Friday.
I haven't done well. I actually did a lot. I did like all the adulting, no fun stuff. I went and did my like taxes and stuff like that.
The unsexy stuff.
Yeah, the not so fun stuff.
No doubt. Yeah, because I'm off of work today. So if I go back to it tomorrow and Sunday. So I get 2 weekends on, 2 weekends off. So it's all good. So shoot. So how has 2023 so far treated you?
I mean, it's been a pretty wild ride. I got to go zip lining and paddle boating my
My
birthday month.
God.
I've got to have some pretty awesome collabs with some great friends.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't complain. I turned 23 a couple weeks ago.
You know what's interesting is like it's less ladies getting into business in their early 20s than it was when I was coming into the business.
Oh,
You
is
know,
it?
why do you think that most of the women that get into business now is like in their 30s, mid 30s, you know what I'm saying, or early 40s? Why less people in their early 20s are getting into the business?
Um, man, it's hard. I mean, from my perspective, I just wanted to like I didn't want to start in this business until like I knew I was 100% comfortable being in this business.
Hmm.
Um, because you grow up on the like that's not clean, that's not good, it's taboo
Yeah.
to do it. If you have like a family member who does something like stripping or something like that, those are the family members who like don't talk about their job, you know.
Hmm.
And I feel like a lot of us grew up on that, so maybe that's like a factor in why like it's not until like later in life when we're more um independent that we think we can get into stuff like that.
Yeah, because with you being 23 into the business, you have a chance of a longevity and a stretchness of the business that a person in 30 and 40s will not have.
I have
Um,
heard that a lot since I've gotten into the industry. They're like, you're just starting. You got years ahead of you.
yeah, I'm saying because it's kind of like because when you think about a person that's starting in their 20s, the
Mm.
person that they are in the adult industry by the time they hit their 30s is way different. You know, plus there's things that you learned in the business that a 30-year-old that's starting the business will not necessarily know. It's, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like LeBron James starting. Like if Michael Jordan didn't have to go to UNC, what kind of numbers would he had if he was like LeBron coming straight in the league? You know, period.
Mm.
But then again, he might not have done as well if he came straight into the league. We might not be talking about Jordan.
Yeah. They didn't have that warm up time.
No doubt. And two, also, I love the fact that you make it a point to really show off the color blue. You know, period. You make that your staple.
Yeah.
Was that is that your favorite color, or you know
So
what's up with that?
I guess it's like the funniest thing ever to say. Blue is not my favorite color. My favorite color is actually red. Um, very, very contradicting. I understand. I actually had like before I was in porn or anything like that. I actually had a lot of red things. I had red hair and I wore a lot of red clothes and stuff like that. And it didn't really align with my personality anymore, unfortunately. Um, I didn't think it suited me very well
I
anymore.
mean, honestly, it makes you doing the blue makes you stick out more and make you. It's kind of like Lucille Ball. She was blonde, but then she decided to dye her hair red to make her stick out, and we saw what type of career she had off of that. You know, period. Um, Even with I remember a story that Missy Stone said she was going on set with her hair straight. One day she went curly, and the rest is history. So it's kind of like, to me, I think you using the blue kind of not only fits with the name, but also makes you stand out even more and more recognizable.
Well, it's funny you say that because one of the I don't have to say it as much anymore because it's pretty apparent. But when I first got into the industry and I would say my name to people and we would have a conversation about it, I my biggest like statement was always, I'm a branding whore. You're gonna see me in blue, you're gonna see blue on me. And even if you never remember my name, if you don't remember my actual stage name, you don't remember the first letter of my name, you can't remember anything else about me, the color blue is gonna stick out to you anytime you think about it.
See, there you go, people. And by the way, welcome to the Smokers Lounge. That's right, people. You know how we like to start these off. I'm your host, Kevin Officer Southern Champ. Please excuse me if there's any echoing because I have to get new headphones. You know how it works. You can find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. For a wonderful sponsor to tell you about, the first one being the Facebook Ellis community, ellisworld.com. Next up, the highest adult magazine in the game, AriseSizzleMagazine.com. For you content creators, 90% profit, no hashtag issues. And for you consumers, a new place where you can consume your Triple X content. We're talking about xsitemoney.com. And last but not least, award-winning, award-nominated. I'm talking about Smut with voiceover. And they even have a VR section to their website where you can watch porn with your Oculus. I'm talking about the one and only blusherotica.com. Proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go over to shopgwdistrict.com and get some shopping done. Support some Black businesses, why don't you? Also, every morning, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, you can find me on PoliceSWATRadio.com, as well as you can check me out on the SkyHawkAfterDarkTV.com, as well as the BGP LLC app. Now I'm going to step out the way and let this gorgeous and sexy, voluptuous, and I swear, the more I look at her Twitter feed, the more I wish I got back into business so I could work with a lady like her with her blue sexy ass introduce herself. Go ahead, gorgeous.
Hi, I'm Little Blue Jay. I'm about a year into the adult industry. I've done everything from like the normal swinger hookups to things like Ghetto Gaggers, if you know what that is.
Oh, yes, we do. And we're going to unpack all of that. So before we even go to your beginnings, let's talk about Ghetto Gaggers, because my man at Ghetto Gaggers, he catches a lot of hell. I know him and his wife, Ivy Blue. And he catches a lot of hell because, you know, even though he has other sites where black facial abuse and all that with Black people, he always catch hell because of the way that Black women are treated on his platform, which I get it because it's submissive type, BDSM type situation. That's what it's about. So going into working with Ghetto Gaggers, what was your thought process walking into that set, knowing did you know about Ghetto Gaggers prior to this and what they brought to the table, their type content?
Well, Ghetto Gaggers is such a big name. I'd heard the name before, and I'd had like kind of an inkling of what it was about. But they're very informative. They give you like a really nice and detailed rundown when they're booking you for the first time. So it wasn't any surprises or such like that. I personally didn't have any like instances where I felt like as a Black woman anything wrong was happening. They're like super kind on that set.
Yeah, he's nice as shit. He's a nice ass dude.
They are super, super kind on set in between scenes and stuff like that. And, you know, running around making sure you're good and just, you know, cleaning stuff up and everything like that. They're very sweet. I had no complaints about how I was treated in any sort of way. I actually, funny enough, thought that there was going to be more things that happened that was going to make me uncomfortable. I thought there was going to be, you know, some, because they give you fair warning. They're like, we're going to call you names and all of this and that. stuff like that. They give
They're
you
gonna
nice
make you vomit, they're
fair
gonna make
warning.
you puke and all that. And they pay very good. Let's make that clear too. Don't get twisted.
Nice change for
But
it. But yeah, so yeah, no, for me personally, and I don't know anyone else's scenes, but my scenes, it felt more just like degrading, as in degrading, like, degrading as a slut, as opposed to like any sort of degrading because of being black or mixed or anything like that.
yeah. Are you into BDSM?
I am into BDSM. I was
So you
actually
right at home anyway.
I was
You right at
actually
home
introduced to
anyway.
kink before I was ever in adult work. So
Yeah, because I think at times it's crazy that a woman of color cannot be a submissive. They act like she can't be a submissive. She can't be spanked. She can't be choked. She can't be called a slut or a whore. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not supposed to enjoy that shit. What do you say to people that say that?
man, it's so hard to say. I mean, I guess generally I always tell people to like I'm like a firm believer in minding my own business. Like if it's not like, your thing, and it's not hurting anyone, mind your own business. It's not anything for you to really need to worry about. But I guess what like I would think about the topic is that like why is that not like restricting Black women in another way for you to tell them that they're not allowed to be submissive because they're Black women? I don't think that's any more empowering to like be like, no,
because you basically tell them you basically tell them they can't be themselves.
Yeah, and so I don't think it's any more. I think if you have to tell me what I can and cannot be, then you're not really helping me in any situation.
I'm sorry, as a dog, I'm more turned on when I have a Black submission than I have a white. Period. Because it's like, not because of a color situation, but because I know with one, y'all don't like your hair being touched. So I get the damn away. I mean, if you slap a Black woman out this motherfucker, you ready to fight, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, But no, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a man, Corey Hogan. He was like, you got to train your woman to accept the word being called a bitch. You got to call her a bitch even when you're happy. You can get away with that.
Oh, goodness.
No. But the truth to me, because I'm starting to see more Black on Black BDSM, images, which is good because I want people to see that a Black man can submit to a Black woman and vice versa. Yeah. That there is BDSM in the Black community, in the Latino community, in any of these communities, period. So people won't be sitting here to be so judgmental and want to look at the motherfucker. He sit here and say he want to do race play. I'm like, he's a considering fucking adult. That way gets him off. What's wrong with it?
And that's how I feel about most general things with like consent and the basis is like, it may not be for me, it may not be what I'm into, but if you and your partner are both consenting to it, balls to the wall for you.
Most definitely. So now with that being said, let's go into time machine. Let's go back. What got little Blue Jay into the porn business?
So to put myself on just amazing blast. Have you ever like I guess like in school, was there ever like people that you were like, oh, they're gonna do this or they're gonna do that when they
I was one of them. I was one of them. Trust me, my child was not surprised that my ass became a porn star.
I was the girl that everyone was just like, she's gonna be a stripper, she's gonna do porn, she's gonna do that. I was always a very lovey, sexual person. I always liked attention. I've always liked sex.
Okay. So it was like, so how did you go about finding your way into the business? Because was it through you talking to people, or did you was doing the OnlyFans thing, making your own content and doing that at first?
So what I did was I had made an OnlyFans around my birthday. Like I officially like launched it and like started making content and putting it on there. And I was only making solo content.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get into like doing porn scenes and such like that. And I went on the Sexy Jobs website and
They still using it, huh?
yes, unfortunately.
They were using it back in my days. It ain't nothing new. But go ahead, baby.
And I found a studio out here. Actually, I found Desperate Amateurs in Tampa, and I had done my research. I'm a very researchy person, so I knew that before you were like working with other people or doing anything, you needed to get tested. Mm-hmm. So, I paid for the testing. I went and did the scene, and my first scene was with a swinger couple, who I and now in turn call my porn mom and dad.
It was that good, huh?
They liked me, and they invited me to my very first content party that same night.
Oh my gosh! Oh. She had a very eventful first day, ladies and gentlemen. Not only did she do a paid gig, she went ahead and went to a content party. So we're gonna continue on this story. So I'm just want to frame to frame with how this is going. Go ahead, darling.
Yeah, so I I was nervous as all heck. It was my first time doing anything. I had a best friend at the time. I called her. I was like, I'm terrified. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, but I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna not go because I'm terrified. That's dumb. It's like these people who know so much more than me are inviting me out. I would be absolutely insane and horrible at business to be like, no, I'm not gonna go because I'm scared of my first event.
Oh my goodness.
So I went home, freshened up, put together like a makeshift hoe bag with lingerie that I had at the time, and I went to this content party.
And how many shoots did you do during the duration of the content party?
I technically did 2 shoots. So sad to say because it's gonna be so frustrating. I did my first ever gangbang that night.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. These have been just getting better and better. And you know how them stories, people, where it just, the further she goes, the better it just gets. So she did her first shoot. Let me get this straight now. Let's go back. You did your first shoot with a company. This was a paid shoot. Am I correct? Yep. So she did her first paid shoot. So she broke her porn cherry with a swinger couple, which was a threesome scene. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so she broke her cherry. That's a hell of a way to break your cherry. I broke my cherry just fucking one chick. She broke her cherry, get some pussy and some dick. Now, then get invited to a content party. Go to this content party and then did a gangbang. How many dudes did you? Damn, you was a busy worker. You was a busy woman that first night.
But
How many dudes?
100% raised a hard worker.
I see. She worked very hard. It was taking hard. But anyway, go ahead. So now, but how many dudes was the gangbang?
It was 3 men. And here's why this will be frustrating.
Okay.
No one can see the video. Because it was my first night in porn. And before I ever knew anything about model releases, and one of the men quit porn, and I never had their contact information.
Welcome to
the video had to be deleted.
Same thing happened to me with my first shoot. And it was an established star that I shot with, didn't get the paperwork. And I could never release that scene. It hurt my heart too.
It does. It does. I was like, it's my first gangbang, you guys, and no one gets to watch.
Oh my goodness! So now I'm asking you
I guess my early fans got to watch it because it was up while they still had an OnlyFans, and then I had to take it down sometime in like August, October, November, sometime like that, when I found out they didn't have one anymore. So, any of my early fans, if you got to see it, feel lucky.
No, that's why we have standalone websites. Wink, wink. But anyway, I'm just saying. Standalone website, you ain't got to worry about that for so much.
Yeah.
Especially when the person ain't gonna come after you for the scene, you know. Can't help it, you work, you know, and you know. But anyway, but so damn, that was a hell of our first night. That should have made speeches.
Actually, another little bit happened.
Oh, well, continue. Let me shut up.
No, so I did the gangbang scene, and then kind of like, you know, continued into the living room. I wanted like a solo scene because like it was, you know, my first time. I was like, oh, I should get a girl boy scene too. Mm-hmm. And he may or may not have made me squirt.
You know you can squirt. Huh?
I've only squirted from 3 men in my entire life, and he's one of them.
You know something? Like I said, this is one of those females, ladies and gentlemen, that made me wish that I was still happy. To find out what So now I'm gonna ask you this. How surprised for everybody that this was your first go around? Because the way it sounded like you was moving, it felt like you was a fish that took the water. Like this was your first time type situation. You feel where I'm coming from? I mean, for it even to be your first night, because some females, don't get it twisted, would have not went to the content party because they've been afraid that, you know, I already did this scene and now I got to be in front of all these other people and stuff. It was like, you were like, fuck it, let's go. Let's do it. Let's party. You know what I'm saying? So how many people were kind of shocked that this was your first go around?
I think they were all like a little shocked that I was like so new, that it was like, you know, the first time I was doing anything. I got a lot of like the like you're a natural, like great on camera and stuff like that. Which is great to hear as a newbie. It's like great confidence builder to hear people who've like been in the business and like do this all the time tell you that you're doing like a good job and such.
Yeah, because they've been doing it for years, and I'm pretty sure the content house you went to, there was some established talent that was in there that was working with and everything. So after this experience, what from this experience did you take? Because we all learn from experiences that we do, regardless of how fun they might be or how wild it might be. What did you take that you apply to your own creation when it comes to shooting your content? Because understand this, before you were doing solo content, all right? So now you done jumped into the big leagues. Because I always say this, the way that the world is introduced to you, they want to see you as such. When you level up, they want to see you stay there. So what's something that you took from this experience that helped mold how you feel moving forward?
Definitely like lighting was one big thing. I wasn't super like knowledgeable about like, you know, how cameras should be set up or like angles or stuff like that. The content events, things like that were like very eye-opening. To be able to like get together with a group of people, everyone's tested, and like just kind of film as much content as possible. And I think I enjoy those because then you have like a wide variety of people that you can be like, hey, let's bust out this scene. So it definitely taught me that you can just like have a scene, you know, with somebody. You can like go in, jump in with someone, have good chemistry, and have like a good sex scene. And I think that's something that like I enjoyed being able to bring into my content and such like that, because it allows me to bring in what I like and just like normal sex into the content. Of course, you know, I've also collabed with people like Paige, and like Paige Steele and her husband, and they do a lot of the scripted content. And
how that feels to do the scripted content, because the difference between so my smokers understand when you're doing an improv content, which is you just basically going off the reaction. There's no script. I just give you the bullet points on what I want you to hit versus you got to read a script.
Well, then I guess I've done mostly improv, but like some of it's a little bit scripted. But like having like that scene and structure in mind, I also really enjoy, because I think it's really fun, and I think that's something that I always really enjoyed about. I know there's some people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, of course, that's why people make plots for porn for girls like her, and that's exactly what it is. I loved funny plots with porn. I loved like getting into the story and being like, oh, why he punishing her? Why is she in trouble? Like I had questions. And so for me, it's so much fun to like pick a scene with someone and then create a character. Even though like it's sexual and it's sex, it's like bringing a little bit of like my personality and like my extraness into it without like just going into a room and having sex, which is fun. But
because I don't think people take advantage of being able to tell a story with their porn like they should nowadays, like they did back in the day. You know, period. I have my theories on that, but y'all done heard it over many shows that I've done. You know, because I don't think we take advantage of that. Because that's one of the things I used to love to do. Like if I had worked with you, we'd be doing a whole bunch of role plays. You know, period. Because the simple fact of that I wanted people to hear her voice, see you think on the fly. You know, you can play any character, because part of being a sex symbol is that a man should be able to imagine you as any type woman there is, from the girl next door to the police woman to the barber. Yeah, the female barber in this motherfucker. Yeah, you should be imagining her goddamn with her tits out, goddamn giving you a goddamn fade. You know, period.
To just not be questioning why her titties out, it should feel natural.
Yeah, it's just natural to the motherfucker. Then she giving you head goddamn afterwards. It's a beautiful day, you know. But no, but I think that's what's missing in this day and age, because it became so microwave. It's storytelling. You know.
Yeah, and a lot of people do like to just do the let's have sex stuff, and it's great. And if that's your porn, I love it. Always spot on for you. And like I said, I enjoy doing that content every once in a while. But like you said, like I like the extraness. Like I made a Thanksgiving scene where I was a turkey because it made me laugh.
Yeah, because I mean, to me, it's like I always say joking that girls decide they want to do fetish. It's not all females. You should make this clear. But I'm just saying, do fetish or go webcam because they figure it's the easiest way, or do solo because the easiest way to make money in this business without fucking the dude. Because it's just funny when I listen to females and I thought about it. How the fuck do you give a shit about a body count in a business where you kind of have to have a body count? They include toys. Because y'all be breaking toys sometimes. I heard. But to me, I think I tell any female, you need boy girl content within your structure of what you do, because them seeing you bounce off of somebody makes a difference on the money that is made with your brand. It helps to the fantasy. It helps to mix the fantasy. You know, period. It's just how you do it. You know, That's just my opinion.
I think it's more, and maybe that's like, you know, the whole issue is people don't really care about porn being interesting anymore. But I think it makes porn more interesting. Like, I find myself increasingly bored with porn sometimes when I'm watching porn, because I'm just like, nah.
You know what's funny? It's funny she said it because there's a show that once y'all hear this, y'all need to go back. That is in the premium smoke room, ladies and gentlemen, has porn became boring. And she just said, porn has become boring. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Even till when I saw that damn Pornhub goddamn shit, I said, these motherfuckers listen to my podcast. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And I hit every note they said on that show. But anyway, but seriously, porn has, because it became 6-minute doggy style. She gives us some head. You know, people use their phone, which I know a lot of motherfuckers sit there and say, well, no, phones got good camera. No, it's not the same as having a camera. It's you can't, the energy, the vibe, the cameraman can catch things, and that camera can catch things that cell phone won't.
And it's very true, you know. I primarily film on my phone because I'm still pretty small, but I've had, you know, shoots on cameras. I've had, you know, videographers film for us and stuff like that, or gone to content events where there's videographers, and it is massively different than filming on my phone.
Yeah, it just only thing I'm gonna spank you on is this. You know, okay, I just had 2 requests. Give me some more, you know, give me some professional pics, and I like to see you in some heels. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause I ain't gonna point. You sell the pics, it's on point. But like I tell females, the professional pics, when they see you with that professional camera guy, it nails it. Because like I said, it's the key to making money in this business is looking like money. You can't demand a motherfucker to pay you $1,000 if you don't look like $1,000. You really know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. Now, with that being said, now you started, of course, filming your own content. So I know there's gonna be plenty of dudes, content creators, male porn stars, some that you might have not worked with. Because some tell me that you have an extensive body list. I already can just tell. But anyway, what does it take for you to, I ain't talking about paid yet, do content trading? What do a dude have to bring to the table?
Oh gosh, that's hard. God, it's so hard to figure out questions like that. I guess like what it's not is I'm really not a numbers person that way. I know a lot of people, it's a numbers and establishment thing. Where it's like,
you can't really go off of numbers, no way, because women gonna gain more followers than men. That's just facts.
Yeah. So numbers has never really been a big thing for me. I would probably say it's like, you know, the way I'm approached, the kind of content I see from them, like on their pages and stuff like that, is a factor. If I think like they give off the right vibe and stuff like that. I really don't like being approached like people want to fuck me. I really don't. Like, in like the most non mean way possible. I am not someone who fucks fans. And if you approach me that way, no matter how professional you may be, you've now become a fan to me instead of a person, instead of like a coworker.
Yeah, because even in my days, I always treated the shoots like this, my thought process. The only reason why she's fucking me because she need content. No, I mean, no, seriously. If dudes think like that, it's not about, don't get it twisted. I'm not foolish. Women do pick the guys based off of content if they would fuck them.
Yeah.
Anything after that is a bonus. Anything for men, it's can she make me money? You know what I'm saying? You know, period. You know, for women it should be can he make me money? But because yeah, your brand is judged off the dick that you fuck. See, a lot of people don't realize that. Females don't realize that. Just can't fuck any dick. I don't give a fuck how big the dick is. It got to work. It has to work for it to work hard. You feel me?
I'll put that work in.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so to me, it's kind of like he has to have a track record. I tell females, look at who he's shooting with, who he works with, and his Twitter. You know, period. Because at the end of the day, just like I said, I always say this, you already guaranteed the pussy. What more do you want? They don't need to take out for coffee afterwards. I mean, what the fuck? Because some of y'all ladies is married. Some of y'all motherfuckers got a household to get home to. They there because they trying to get money. They ain't thinking about your dumb ass. You know? Also, you want a male time they're gonna be able to keep it whole.
This is true. This is true. I don't think I've ran across that problem too much so far since I've been in the industry.
I don't think you're gonna have that damn problem from the videos that I've seen. Anyway. No, because like I said, I mean, because for your first year, who all have you had worked with? Some of the people that you worked with, because you've had a strong first year.
Oh goodness. Sergeant Miles, Lexi and Gio, Paige Steele and her husband, Saint Smith, Thor Johnson, Jay Playhard, TT
I saw. Yeah, I see them too. Shouts out to both them dudes, friends of the show, smoke buddies.
Yes.
You know, so it's safe to say you had cut your teeth with a lot of top talent. You know, period.
I've been lucky enough.
Say what, babe?
That I've been lucky enough to make friends.
I see. So, how often do you try to film? You know, period. And two, what do you film more of, your solo content or your boy girl?
Oh gosh, hands down, since I've started filming boy girl content, I film way more boy girl content. Oh god, it's like of all the things, but I actually am not a big penetrational masturbator on my lonesome. I'll just rub one out and be done. So like if I'm like doing all this stuff with the dildo and everything like that, I'm turning the lights on. I'm turning the cameras on. I'm making sure I have it. I've tried. I've had like times where I've been like, man, I really want to like fuck myself. This would feel great right now. And my brain will be like, you better record it, or that's a waste.
That's a big for your ass.
That's a waste.
I'm so horny. Let me go get Jeremy. Wait a second. Let me call this camera first. She squirted all over the damn place out of this bitch.
Like, you're perfect. You're wasting all of this sexual energy if you don't get it on camera. And I'm like, you're right. I better get this sexual energy on camera.
And see, with that being said, people, a great segue to y'all favorite part of the show. Pussy, the part of the show where the pussies go dry, the dicks go limp. They talk about the business. So, with that being said, Pete, this part of the segment where it gets a little bit unsexy because we talk about the ugly shit of it, the work behind the filming, how much work we have to put into getting sales, paying attention to numbers, updating, finding time to shoot, all this stuff. When you got into this,
Mm-hmm.
Was your thought process that this was going to be easy money, easy way of making money, not as much work? Or did you kind of understood or had a clue or a mind state that, you know, this is something I might want to do for a long time, so.
I think I was somewhere in the middle. Like, I knew I wanted to do it for a long time, and I knew it wasn't easy. If it was easy, everyone and their mom would be doing it. That's
which they are trying. Yeah.
But I definitely, and like, you know, I've said this with other fellow creators a lot too when we have our discussions about the industry. Is like, I don't think you can actually know how much work goes into doing content creation and being an adult star unless you're doing it. Like, you can talk about it to heaven's end and be like, oh, there's these statistics, you got to do social media and you got to do this and that. But, like, there's just some things you don't learn unless you're in the industry because nobody really talks about them unless you're a model because there's no need to.
Yeah, because, I mean, don't get it twisted. It's a DIY, do-it-yourself business, you know, period. But we're the only entertainment genre where people come in and they don't have a long-term goal. You feel what I'm coming from? Because even when you hear someone jump in on OnlyFans tip, they're not thinking, okay, I'm going to be in this for a decade. No, I'm just going to do this for a little bit to make a little bit of money, this, that, and third. And then when they're making that good money at first, soon that money start tipping off, that's when they're ready to get the fuck out. Because they don't realize it's not about that good money. It's about that consistency of keeping a check going.
Yes, it's definitely. And especially if you're going to be a solely independent creator. Like one who's not going to go out and look for shoots and stuff like that. Because then you're purely relying on money that has to come in. That has to like be generated from your pages and from your content and such like that. I personally wanted to do both. Like that was always kind of the goal. Although I am a Black alternative adult model. So
yes, something told me that you'll be put into that category because of your look. You know what I'm saying?
I am alternative. I am mixed, Black and Italian.
Oh God, she's Black and Italian. I'm not a color race, it's just it's too. I like Black women and I like Italian women, so she's just a mix of it.
I've been told I'm a good combination before.
I mean, no, because to me, it's like one. I tell females the key to this business is making it look sexy. Okay, and because of the business that I was in, I was the one that supposed to find them and send them to Hollywood. So when I look at females' pictures, videos, I look in a different eyesight. Unlike some of these other times, it's about, oh, I want to fuck the shit out of it. It's more, okay, is she's a marketable, does she have a look? And you know how to work the camera. Now I'm gonna ask you this. When you edit your own shit, right?
Yes.
Do you ever sit there and critique yourself?
I can be so mean to myself.
We ain't worried about that. Do you critique yourself?
So very much I critique myself. So much. All the time. I distinctly remember I was watching like a video from like one of my very first videos and I was editing it. And I was watching and I was like, bitch, why aren't you arching? Lazy. That arch could be deep. What are you doing? Like I'm just sitting there yelling. I'm like, you were supposed not these bitches. I was like, these bitches who know I can arch better gonna be hitting me up. Like, bitch, I know you did not be lazy in that video. I'm gonna be like,
The reason why I bring that up because what people don't realize is that it ain't as simple as us just showing up on set. Fuck it. We fuck with a purpose in front of that camera, period. And it's like to the point I always ask females, do you always orgasm when you shoot? It's a purpose to the question why I asked that. Because 9 out of 10 females not going to orgasm on the scene because she's focused on the filming. Yes, the dick might be good, but she's focusing on working the camera. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, how do you balance focusing on working the camera and getting good dick?
I think for me, it's actually a little bit harder because my eye, I don't know, like it's noticeable, but I have like kind of smaller eyes. Like I have big eyes, but smaller eyes, and that they squint like all the time. Mm-hmm. So in scenes, a lot, it looks like my eyes are just closed. And they're not closed. Like I'm fully aware the whole time. I can see everything going on, but my eyes just look closed because of the way that they're shaped and everything. So a lot of times, not like a lot, but I have had times where people will be like, "Open your eyes," and that's almost worse because if I like open my eyes when you're on camera, like trying to like keep your eyes open but also like look sexy, you end up just looking crazy. You just look crazy. You're just while you're like trying to.
Yeah, but I tell people, don't worry about so much how you're going to look because they want the more natural your face, the better off the scene going to be.
And that's kind of what I've learned to just do, where I'm just like, I'm like, my eyes are squinty. They're squinty. People. They
like my facial expression. Your eyes really is when you're giving head, and it's that downward look angle. That's when we're supposed to see your eyes. Other than that,
my favorite angle to like see myself filmed at. Some of my favorite shots is that POV dick sucking angle. I have so many pictures where I'm just like, look how pretty I am with dick in my mouth, guys.
No, my favorite shot was the missionary over the top. Missionary sexy over the top with her legs spread eagle. And if either stand off the side of the bed or on his knees on the bed. Even dudes where the dude look up like, Just, I ain't gotten that angle yet. So okay, so now are you into anal?
I do anal, yes.
Oh my God, no doubt. So we already discussed physical and mental prep for shooting. So if you have an anal scene coming up, explain to the smokers, how you prep for that physically going into it.
Well, I'm no like Avery Jane. I don't have like a whole routine because I don't do anal as often. Trying to get into it though. I I do like the cleaning and stuff like that. Usually, I'll try not to eat for like a couple of hours beforehand for sure. And then it's like the cleaning process. I'll do like an enema, and I'll put in a butt plug. Usually my biggest butt plug because it seems like the easiest option. And then depending like how long in between, like, because I like to give the butt plug time to like make sure I'm loose so there's no like complications. But depending on like if I'm like driving a really long distance with that in or something like that, I'll do another enema like right beforehand just to like be extra clean.
And have you done DP already?
What?
She's just knocking it off. So because rewriting porn has now became, because the fact it became boring, it now became more extreme. They want to see more rough sex. They want to see more BDSM. They want to see more anal and what have you. You know, period. Even to the point with the pay gigs, a lot of companies ask for it. Right? To speak to ladies, knowing the balance and the difference of doing the extreme stuff, but doing it to where it's something that you're into versus you're trying to get into it to get money. You get where I'm coming from?
Oh, really hard. The best advice I could give is to just really like sit down with like your limits on things. And like just decide. And I know this is such a hard question for someone like me because I'm a person that can be swayed by money sometimes. I like money. So I've definitely had instances where I've been like, I don't really but that money. But there are things that I've put on like my hard no list where I'm like, these are things I am not going to do. There are things that are not on the table. And I think everyone needs to like figure that out almost first and foremost, because there are plenty of people in this industry willing to ask you to do any and everything.
Yeah, because the thing about it is that a lot of times ladies try to keep up with the trends, and they may not be prepared for the trend. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's to the point where now this year a lot of females are now trying to do more fetish content, and to me, part of it is because they think that there's a lot of money in it, which it is. And two, is an easier route. You know, not realizing that the real money in fetish is actually the meet and greets. To keep it 100. You know, period. When you meeting the fans and he wants you to, you know, kick him in the balls or rub your feet in his face and shit of that nature, you know, period. So it's kind of like sometimes they jump in to do something just because they're hearing that's the next wave. When should female take into account, I don't necessarily need to jump on that wave?
I think always, to be completely honest. I am really not a fan of jumping on things just because it's the trend. I kind of believe in making content either because it displays your personality, displays your persona, or because it's actually something you enjoy. Because I think those are, one, how you last longer in the industry, because you're not hating every second of it or putting yourself into these situations that you know you're going to hate. And two, it as a like as like an actress or as like a model, as like a content creator, as a porn star, we're brands. Each individual one of us is a brand. We're not like the companies who are selling, oh, this is our anal site, this is our vaginal missionary site. Each individual person has to be their own brand. And if your fans don't really feel like they're ever connecting with you, how do you expect to retain anybody?
Yeah. Because I think people are more concerned about followers, not subscribers. And they're more concerned about new subscribers and not trying to keep the ones they have. You know, period. Because it's kind of like, to me, the key to business is consistency. Because even to the point, I tell any female, the key to this is the more you got to film. The more content you have, the better off you are. Because you never know what the fuck may happen. Shit, you might have to take a break for a minute because you mentally taxed. They didn't know you took the break because you didn't let them know. So shit. So damn, I'm trying to think where I want to go next. I got thrown off for a minute. Give me a second, people. I've been smoking. Okay. Nah. This what it was. I see that you have other ways to make money other than the boy girl, because you mentioned you do solo content. I'm pretty sure you do custom videos. Do you webcam?
Not currently, although I am trying to get into it.
So a lot of ladies don't understand being diverse in the business and having money coming from different areas. And you started the female that kind of understood that early anyway. Preach to being diverse and how it helps to create more, wealth for you and more money.
You know, besides like giving the different avenues and stuff like that, is like I do porn, and then I have OnlyFans, and then like obviously I do customs, and I'll do video calls with people, and I'll sex and stuff like that. And it's nice to have those other forms of income obviously coming in, because you have other bits and pieces everywhere. But like in terms of like the two main forms, which would be porn shoots and then solo content, or like, my own content creation, independent content creation, it's nice to like be able to do a porn shoot and have that instant money come in. And then like it's very beneficial to have my own independent sites where I can create my own content and my own brand, and kind of gives me like a buffer in between building up myself to be self-sufficient, where I don't need to take porn shoots. It doesn't need to be a buffer. It's just extra if I decide to do it.
Most definitely. Now, this is the big question. Now I remember where I wanted to go. See, I told you, it gets to me. It takes a little time, people. It takes a little time. Which do you prefer? Because, of course, you have two ways of getting your content. The content houses or individually connecting with content creators.
Oh, that's hard. I mean, I got my start in like content houses and meeting people that way. And I definitely think they have their own individual benefits. I guess I would say like I'm still like at roots. I love content houses. I like being able to go and mix and mingle with everyone and kind of pick and choose, and then like decide what kind of content you want to do with each person and stuff like that. And I also think it's a great way to meet new content creators, because you could be invited to a content house that has like 400 other people who you don't know a single one of them. So I'd say like I really like content houses because they're great networking as well as getting videos and stuff like that. So it has like versatility to it, as long as you have a good content house host, obviously. Otherwise it just turns into a party.
Oh, most definitely. So now I know I done held your sexy ass up here for an hour. So it's like this, people, I gotta ask, because she got to come back. Because there's a lot that we could have talked for another hour. There's a lot that I didn't get to. It's a lot, from BDSM to a whole bunch of shit. So with that being
some topics.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, can I call you Smoke Buddy Gorgeous?
Of course.
Say no more. And y'all heard it. She'll be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and we're gonna bring on the Premium Smoke Room. That's right. What goes down in the Premium Smoke Room happens in the Premium Smoke Room. The only way you find out if you subscribe, $4.99 a month, 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. And it gets more candid, it gets more crazy, it gets more real. A titty might pop out, they might suck on a lollipop. You don't know unless you subscribe today. And you can only watch it on Spotify. That's right, Spotify has video, just like YouTube. But you can only watch it there. Not on YouTube, not on Patreon, only on Spotify. And we're going to bring her sexy blue ass on the Premium Smoke Room, period. So with that being said, even before we get to you telling about where to spend money at, Keep it short of the outfit, you know, prepared, because I just wanted to see the outfit that you was wearing.
The outfit?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can put it into view.
So they see what they're gonna be paying for when they go to her site. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Most definitely.
I am nothing if not a blue fairy.
So tell everybody where they can spend their good money on you, baby.
All my platforms are at Little Blue Jay. I have OnlyFans, ManyVids, Fansly, all of my social medias. And secretly, like, you know, first to hear, I did sign up for Pornhub and I will start uploading videos to that soon. So also under Little Blue Jay.
Say no more. So people, so you know where you can find her sexy blue ass. And she will be back here in the lounge as well as premium smoke room for sure. And you know how we end these shows all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? You haven't learned anything. Smoke this over. Get the merch on Bonfire. The web address is in the description. Go support. I got some new t-shirts coming very soon. So with that being said, my sexy girl Blue, can you please say goodbye to the smokers?
Bye.